Hello, welcome to another edition of the Mr. Lewis Mini Lecture. I'm Chad Lewis, pastor, teacher, and author, and today we're going to talk about one of Rembrandt's most famous paintings, The Return of the Prodigal Son. Now, Rembrandt is a name that a lot of people have heard of, but maybe not a lot of people know about. He is considered one of the greatest artists in the history of Western civilization. He lived in the early modern period, 17th century, in the Dutch Netherlands, as part of what is called the Dutch Golden Age. It's a period of intense cultural productivity within the Netherlands. And he's particularly known for the versatility of his subject matter and his style, but also because of his personal involvement, like all great artists, in the things that he painted. Now, as I mentioned, today's subject is about a painting called The Return of the Prodigal Son. This painting was one of the last paintings Rembrandt produced in his life, last 2 years of his life, so it represents some of his most mature work. And it's taken from the parable found only in the Gospel of Luke by Jesus about probably his most famous story, which is the return of the prodigal son. You'll see it behind me, the painting on the wall, which at the school where I teach, right back there. I'll talk a little bit about this. Now, for those of you who are not used to looking at pictures, this is the painting of the prodigal son. We don't often know how to look at these sorts of things because we're so used to doing science and math and everything else like that. But the point is that to look at this painting very, very closely, to make some observations, and then to freely associate about it. Because part of the painting is what is there in front of you, and part of it is the association that you make between it. I'm just going to take a moment and talk about the three main figures in this painting. The first here is going to be the son who is returning to his father, then the father, and then, of course, the brother. Now, if we take a look at the prodigal son, we'll see that his face is hidden within the bosom of his father. His arms are clinging around him. And interestingly, of his feet, one is shod and the other is left unshod. I won't tell you what that means because that's something for you to think about. The father's face is remarkable. It is calm, it is sober, there is feeling there, but it's not overwhelmingly passionate. One of the eyes appears to be pointing down to his son. The other eye appears to be broadly pointing to something that we cannot specify, but there's gentleness in the face of the father. Also, take a look at his hands. It has often been observed that one shoulder is stronger and higher than the other. The other shoulder is more gentle. And we take a look at the brother who looks down. And his hands are crossed in a gesture of judgment, and he does not look happy. I've already mentioned that this is one of Rembrandt's latest paintings, but it's also one of his most quiet. To that extent, many people have said that it reflects something more of eternity, the eternal dynamic of life, than anything else Rembrandt has ever produced. If you don't have a copy of the painting of The Return of the Prodigal Son, get a copy, take a look at it, and quietly contemplate what the different details mean to you. Thank you. Remember, you can listen to my sermons for free online at newtempleec.com. For all you readers out there, buy my book, Norman's Descent, on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. Till then, my fellow travelers, Pax Tibi, and God bless.